Racing to the 2024 Kentucky Derby, and this time we go to Tampa Bay for the Pasco Stakes. It is a prep for the Sam F. Davis, and down the road, the Tampa Bay Derby. Of course, it's going to be on Saturday, January the 13th. They're going to be motoring 7 furlongs. It goes as race number 9 at Tampa Bay. It does include a couple of stakes races that day, a nice card at Tampa Bay and Oldsmar. Let's take a look at the 7-horse field that has been drawn. You've got West Saratoga, the Iroquois winner. He also ran in the Breeders' Cup Futurity, the Keeneland race. He is going to drop in class, ship to Tampa Bay, and try to pick up another win. This is a non-points race, but a nice prep race and a good purse at Tampa Bay. Batty King, his only win was at Delaware Park. He's had 5 starts, 2 wins, and Batty King out of the 2-post position. Book 'em, Dano. Remember that show? 4 starts, 3 wins, second in the Nashua Stakes. Lost to a long shot the last time, dueled the length of the stretch. He's got some speed. Book 'em Dano ships in from New York. Crazy Mason was second in the local prep in the inaugural stakes at Tampa Bay. A stretch running style, going to try to pick up some pieces down the lane for Crazy Mason. Banded Rocket, bet down as a first-time starter, picked up the win, drew away nicely, and Banded Rocket goes up in class in start number 2. El Principito, 6 in the inaugural stakes, comes right back at it against West Saratoga and Crazy Mason here. And on the outside is Rathmore, a maiden win at the Belmont at Big A meet, ships in from New York. A couple of New York shippers, a Churchill shipper, and a nice winner at Tampa Bay in Banded Rocket. Overall, the field, West Saratoga probably the class. Book 'em Dano also drops in out of that Nashua Stakes, and Banded Rocket, the fast maiden winner. El Principito, I think, can bounce back in this spot. Top contenders on the betting board. I think West Saratoga going to take a little bit of money. Banded Rocket was bet down in his debut. Book 'em Dano on the class drop, and maybe Crazy Mason. He finished second last time in the inaugural stakes. Could improve a little bit here. Let's take a look overall at how they got here, the video replays. Starting off with Banded Rocket. Here he is, Tampa Bay Downs. First-time starter, bet down to the favoritism, comes down the lane, duels with his stablemate, and then puts him away. Banded Rocket goes on to the victory, going to try to go 7 furlongs here in the Pasco Stakes. Meanwhile, you've got West Saratoga. Let's go back to his nice Iroquois win. This is at Churchill Downs, a little bit of a long shot in the middle of the track, the gray horse, and going to try to pick up another win on the ship. Drops in class from that grade 1 race the last time, a little bit overmatched in that Keeneland race against Locked. West Saratoga, 6 workouts to get ready for this one. Book 'em Dano, ships in from New York. Let's go to the Nashua Stakes. He's on the inside. He's the favorite. Be impressed by Where's Chris on the outside. Where's Chris? Keeps on coming at him. Makes a final charge, but Book 'em Dano holds on for second. It was a small field, but they were definitely clear of the 3rd place horse. Book 'em Dano with a nice post draw, and on the inside here could be tough in this spot. Crazy Mason, kind of off the screen here. He's at Tampa Bay. He finishes second in the inaugural stakes, but the winner gets loose, then coming up from behind, getting second place in the final strides. Crazy Mason, I like the fact that he's got a trip over the track. Sometimes Tampa Bay can play a little bit quirky. The horses that have ran over it definitely have an edge in some of these stakes races. Crazy Mason. Overall, the pace, I see it shaking out like this. I think Book 'em Dano's going to have the lead. Your pressers could be Banded Rocket at Rathmore. Then from the mid-pack, I think that's when you're going to see West Saratoga make his run, and Crazy Mason most likely back early. I think it's going to be a faster pace, and I think it could get contested if West Saratoga tries to make his move before the turn, and then Rathmore's making his move. I think that's really where all of the heat of the race is going to take place going into that turn, with Book 'em Dano possibly on the lead. But again, with lightly raced horses, and if they haven't ran more than 2-3 times, it's hard to get their overall running style. Banded Rocket may just have overclassed that field in that maiden race. He maybe doesn't need to be up near the pace. My big questions as you start to handicap this race: Banded Rocket, got to go up in class. It's only a 2nd lifetime start, facing other winners in this spot. Meanwhile, West Saratoga, he gets the class drop, dropping down from a grade 1, had the nice win in the Iroquois. He also cuts back in distance. And then Book 'em Dano from the 1 mile race distance of the Nashua. He cuts back to 7 furlongs, has some speed, but again, his first race at Tampa Bay Downs. It's a good stakes race, 7 furlongs. Will we get a Sam F. Davis starter? Not sure. Maybe a Tampa Bay starter. Overall, my top selection in the Pasco Stakes is going to be Bookham Dano. I like the speed. I like the cut back to 7 furlongs. I think he's going to get a good trip in the middle of the track. Exactas, I'm going to play him with Banded Rocket. I liked his maiden win, and West Saratoga. Definitely, West Saratoga is the type of horse you could use in a double or a pick 3, maybe a pick 5. But I'm going to lean on Bookham Dano. I guess my second selection would be West Saratoga if you wanted to use a second horse in a pick 5. Bookham Dano has the speed. The 150th running of the Kentucky Derby continues. Next week, we go to the Lecompte Stakes. Saturday is for the fillies, the Busanda Stakes at Aqueduct. Then we got the Southwest Stakes, the Withers Stakes, the Robert B. Lewis, the Holy Bull, and also the Withers, part of Separation Saturday on February the 3rd. Then the Sam F. Davis on February the 10th. Don't forget, I've got my Saturday tip sheet coming out. Some people have asked for some of my picks on the big race days, so it's going to be a free tip sheet. Just sign up at the description below. There's a link. Just put in your email address. That's it. It's free. You'll get it every Saturday. I'll write it up on Saturday mornings. We'll go over the stakes races. The Lecompte Day next week's going to be the first one. We'll also have one coming out for the Pegasus Day. So it's going to be about 20 of them this year in 2024. Also going to have the trip handicapping video. If you haven't watched that, make sure to watch that. Learn a little bit more about an introduction to trip handicapping. And finally, the Triple Crown Prospectus. 2,000 words every Monday on the Triple Crown Trail. 3-year-old fillies and colts. Sign up in the description below. Hundreds of subscribers have already subscribed up as we get you through the Belmont Stakes. West Saratoga against Bookham Dano, Crazy Mason, and Banded Rocket. Who do you like in the Pasco Stakes at Tampa Bay? Are you going to be there? Leave a comment. Let me know what's shaking out at Tampa Bay or for your pick in the Pasco Stakes. As we get you ready, D. Wayne Lucas always says people have opinions, horses have the facts.